We don't talk enough about the grief that you have to go through while you're living the life of your dream. Because, yes, at the end of the day, it stops being the dream life and becomes your life, your daily day life. Hi, I'm Camila Villegas. I'm the face, the body, the energy, and the flavor behind La Morena Canela. And this is another episode of Una Ayudadita y Seguimos, my beautiful podcast to bring more raw, vulnerable conversations about the topics that need to be more out there to make the perfect world of Instagram be more human and more real. And for today, I bring a topic that I really find challenging and that I was so surprised when I got to talk with people around me and realize we do go through this and it's not like I was getting crazy. And it's the grief that it's imply or like you will have to go through while you live the life of your dreams. In my case, I think after 2 years and a half, after I quit my job to go travel the world, I start to feel something was odd. I start to feel something was weird, that something changed. And it's like I was going and, moving and deciding where to go, but I didn't have the same rush or the same crazy emotion. And I mean, like, we need to be really clear here. It's not that I was not and am not feeling like the joy I feel when traveling because that's not gone. Like, I love traveling. I'm the person that loves to go through migration. I'm the person that loves the long haul flights. Medellin to the Middle East, Miami to Turkey. I'm happy in those long flights. But after those 2 years and a half, I do was feeling it was not the exact same excitement. Like, there was the joy, there was like the excitement of, planning and going to a different destination and researching. But yeah, there was not the same intensity, I guess, of the emotion and how I can put it into words. And I was like, how? What is going on? What depth? Um, it's like this is the thing I love the most to do in life. What's going on? And after a lot of thinking and just having the conversations and working on this and like trying to just to understand what the hell is going on, I realized that, and I realized that what happens is the dopamine rush, the adrenaline rush, and the novelty of living your dream life fades. It really does fade. And it starts to become your daily life. As it happened to me, like I still have to plan where to go, where to visit, how I will visit, and so on and so on. But after 2 years and a half, it was something that was constantly being made, was constantly happening. It became my life. It was not anymore that life I dream of getting and achieving, and like that novelty and that personal challenge just to see if I can make it. And it was just I made it, and I'm doing it, and I keep doing it, and oh my god, it's my life. So I found it like really like eye opening understanding this because when we lose, and this is something that is happening a lot in our daily day and in our society dynamics, when we are you know connected to something through the dopamine rush, to the adrenaline rush, and we have like that endlessly craving for novelty, we can really miss the point of why are we doing things. And it's something that is happening like in any field, like in the dream life field, in the relationship fields, and how you create a relation with your partner, in your daily life way of living, in the way we consume content. And it's like, if I don't get that hype, that peak, I just move on, keep moving and keep moving, and just, leave aside the beautiful things behind things that get integrated in your life and that show you a life of calmness and tranquility. That is like the beautiful life, in it. So it's like I was not having that hype, and I was really like questioning myself. And it's like, you are living your dream life in your daily life, and the Camila of 15-year-old was dreaming about this. Like, she was not maybe like feeling or going through the making it happening, but she was dreaming of having a daily life that looks like it looks today. She will be like so freaking hype and happy just seeing that my normal day looks like this. She will be like, oh my God, it's possible. We can make it. We did it. Oh my God, how? Tell me everything. And yet, if you don't stop and realize that, like if you don't stop and see what you have done and overcome and what you are actually living, because you don't feel anymore that dopamine, that novelty, that adrenaline, you will miss the whole beauty and point of it. And I just find it so extremely like challenging in terms of course it's beautiful to have that feeling of achieving your life dream, and oh my God, will I be able to do it, of challenging yourself and building up like the intensity of these emotions. But it would be so sad that being attached to the intensity of what you feel more than what you were aiming or wanted to achieve, and stole you that from you, it's just so incredibly sad. And it's why I have made like peace with that grief, because that grief has allowed me to stop and realize that yes, my dream life is not anymore the life I dreamed of. It's my real life, and it's on me to keep it going, and it's on me to sustain it, and it's on me to just keep on going, because now I know I can do it, because I did it, I went, I realized it, and I loved it, and it was in fact this type of lifestyle that I wanted, beyond the identity of traveler, as we talked in the last episode. Like, not about being a part of the same dynamics of the industry under a different name, but the fact that I did went, I see it, I allow myself to stop and face this type of questioning, and realizing that in fact what I was feeling was like, I don't have anymore the dopamine rush. I don't have that anymore. I don't have that that adrenaline rush anymore. And it's not something that is novelty in my life. It's rather something that is a constant. It's something that I decide to keep going, and it's something that turned to be now the way I live my life in a daily basis. So it's a huge realization. It's not easy, like I'm telling you here right now, like in a more chill way. But when I was facing it and like actually trying to understand like the connection with what I felt and what I was feeling back then, and like everything, it was just a really hard grief, because it's letting go something that you really wanted to have, but it's not that you are, like living or like losing your dream life, or you're losing. It's that peak of emotion, that intensity of feelings, and that unique situation you had before you venture into going for the life of your dreams. So that's like the first part of the grief behind living your dream life. And yeah, I just, goddamn, the dopamine rush and the novelty addiction really can take away the beauty of our lives. And it's not easy to face it, and it's not easy to challenge it, to know, dictate how you move into your life. But it's really worth exercise to do, and to just stop and recognize that you're actually living as a lifestyle, as a normal daily life, the thing that you once dreamt of. And for us to not get scared or bumped out because something starts to be or sound normal, traditional, or part of your daily life. That this doesn't need to be bad. It's not something bad. It's just something that goes against the dynamics again of society, and like this rush we have in life, and this addiction that we have to have this intensity, high peak emotionality. And if there is not this peak of emotionality, we think something lost value, or is not as important and as precious as it was. But in reality, as everything is just a season during that life, or during that action. And yeah, we are like seasonal beings, in our environment is a seasonal environment. And that's also normal with us. It's normal to have that moment, that peak of emotion, that adrenaline rush and that dopamine rush that push us to achieve these things, to create this. In my case, that gave me, like, boost me into have bravery and quitted my job back in Bancolombia in 2023, and be able to, with fear and all, push up and just go and try to find and see if the life of my dreams is the life of my dreams, and how can I make it happen. But as that is normal, it's also normal to understand that, yeah, you can go and you can see that, yeah, it was your dream, and then you integrate it in your life. Or yeah, there maybe you go out and it's not your dream, and then you have more information to take decisions, or where to go next, where to pivot and keep going in your life, and not just be like broken because your dream is not still that intensity of emotions. So that's the first grief. And the second grief, it's also super challenging, but it's super beautiful, because that grief is realizing the person you used to be when you went for the dream, as I just say, like that person that had that adrenaline rush and that bravery, and he was like, I take fear in one hand and I will go and get it, and go make it my dream, and go live for it, go and see if it's something for me. It's not the same person that will be able to sustain the lifestyle. It's not the same person that you will need to be to keep the life or your dream as your life. The Camila that was 3 years ago taking that brave decision and jumping and going for it, it's not the same Camila that is today here talking to you. It's not the same Camila that has the tools and the mindset to understand this and accept the fact that, yes, I don't have more that intensity of emotion, but yes, I still have the enjoyment and expansion when I'm traveling, and I do that as a lifestyle. So I start to strategize how I can keep the life for me, how I can keep living that life for me. So it's like you saying good thank you, first of all, like recognizing and thank yourself of back then for everything he or she did, for how she handled their emotions, how she took the decision, how she took us where we are. But understanding and saying goodbye, that it's not something that you need to keep being anymore, because right now, for example, myself, I'm just like creating my foundations of how I can keep doing this in the different aspects, like my physical aspect, my economical aspect, my strategy aspect, my, yeah, like my life, like all the aspects in life, how can I sustain them through a lifestyle of travels. I don't need right now that person that needs that hypes those intense emotions to go and try to find out if this is it. I don't need that necessity of a hype on adrenaline, or a hype on dopamine, just to keep going and finding out, just to keep being able to go for it and make it happen. Now I need a more strategic, a more balanced, a more calm position where I can just strengthen my connections, strengthen my capacities, studying and organizing. And just like I don't have to have any more that desire, or like that intensity in terms of like I need to go and see what will happen, and oh my god, somebody can take away this from me in any moment. So like that hunger to make it happen, because that intensity of emotions already helped me to push and go and find out and experience it. Now what I need is to understand that it's on me to keep it going. It's on me to reframe my whole lifestyle again. It's in me to keep going or not, or which paths I want to involve in this, keeping my lifestyle, in my case of traveling, as I want. So it's not easy to say goodbye like to an identity of you. And it's like yourself that was able to go and make the dream come true. So that won't be easy to say thank you, goodbye, thank you for everything, because it's letting go of that that energy, and that, yeah, that pike of intensity of emotions. But it's necessary. It's part of the growing. It's part of the seasons, and it's important for us, for you, for me, to understand yourself and know where you stand, and realize, okay, yeah, like I did it, I want it. How can I sustain it? Because if I just stay with that hunger to make it happen, even if I'm already in it, and just like super drunk on that novelty, super drunk on that dopamine rush, super drunk on that adrenaline rush, I will just keep non-stop and burn out, because burning out exists beyond corporate life. Like you can burn out just out of the sake of traveling, for the sake of traveling in a speed that the society can mark to you. Like you just, if you don't stop and realize where are you standing and what's your dream, you will just keep into that, feeding that hungerness you might have for making that dream happen, even though you are already making happen. So it's a bit confusing, but it's just understanding that making a dream a reality doesn't mean it will stay with that energy DNA, or that same way of connecting to it, because at some point it turns into your daily life. So you also need to grieve the person that helped you come until this place, and say thank you, we make it happen, thanks to you we are here, I will take it from here. And that's not easy, and it's something beautiful, because I have create conversations with friends, of course, because if I'm not having vulnerable conversations with my friends, with whom will I be having them? um and to hear them, because it's people that have dreams really different from mine. Like few of them we share like this dream of traveling, but like with all of them in their own context and realities, they all go through this. We all go through this, and it's something you don't see that much, and we don't talk that much, not even in our circles. Like we just need to, start challenging and bring more vulnerable conversations. And oh my god, of course, in the perfect world of social media, it's super important, at least not to share it super detailed, because of course we are also allowed to have a bit of privacy. But if you are out there just trying to inspire people and support processes, share this, because at least when I hear from my friends, I was like, oh my God, I'm not getting crazy. You do go through this. You do go through a redefinition of your dream, or an acceptance of your dream. It's now your daily life, or an acceptance that your dream is not your dream. Like you do go through a grief after you go and try to make the dream, your dream life or your dream happen. There is a grief, and it gives you like a peace of mind, and you feel part of a community when you actually do this, and like hear other people sharing the same. And I mean, I know it will sound like super crazy, and it's like, how can you have a grief if you're living a life of your dreams? And like you will put this episode, and then you put my Instagram profile La Morena Canela, and you'll be like, what, when this happens? And this is a constant process, and I do think it's super worth sharing it more, because like you hear me here talking it to you super easy and super like easy going, but I've been like going through this questioning since around, I guess, April maybe last year, April 2025, which I was going through a questioning of my dream life, questioning of what I was doing with my life, what a stage and what was going on with my dream life and what I was feeling with it, plus a relationship breakup which was really hard on me. Like it was super difficult, so it was like a lot. But yeah, of course we don't see this on social media. We don't share this that much. I don't even share it that much with my friends. And I say to myself, it's such clumsy. You just go reach out and talk, and you can see that a lot of us are going through this, and that is something normal in the process. And it's, yeah, it's part of life, and it's also a nice thing to go through, because it's so amazing to be able to recognize how far you have come. It's so amazing to be able to be grateful for the versions of you in the past that help you be here, but also release them and have a space for you to bring new things into your life and into your being. And it's simply so amazing to actually, yeah, stop, be present, and understand what you're living. Like you're actually living what you dreamt at some point. And I know it sounds so freaking cliche, but it's so freaking true. Because if we just keep in the trap of the dopamine and the adrenaline and the fucking addiction to novelty, we will be missing the beauty of life. We are missing the beautiful things in balance with ups and downs, but balance life, no with addiction to this intensity and these rushes, because it's taking it's taking the beauty out of our relations. It's taking the beauty out of what we are living, and it's just putting us in a freaking autopilot way of living, that if you don't stop and question yourself and feel, it's like you will be never satisfied, and you will never realize you have lived and experienced most of your dreams, but you were just caught up in the next thing that is just broken, and you just ended up not enjoying in reality. So it's not easy, and it's not an easy process. And I also speak like this because, of course, I have therapy and I love it, and it helps me to understand and navigate this questionings, and because you never expect. you will need to grieve your dream. Like, never that it happened, and it's nice to talk it out and understand it. So that's what I also wanted to bring it here. And actually, I want to bring another topic that I think it aligns so nice with it. I don't want to take it to another episode, because it's the fact that grieving your dream in these two parts that I tell you. And for example, in my case, just grieving that I don't have anymore that unachievable emotional intensity to make it happen of my dream. Realizing that and grieving that has opened the space for personal things to be a new priority, or to be a priority once again. And here I'm not talking about like the next new thing and the next novelty thing. Here, what I'm talking is like, we have different things and different priorities, but we cannot go for everything at the same time. We will burn out. We can try it. Of course, a lot of us, we have tried or have our try on that, but that will burn you, and our energy and capacity is finite. So we need to be mindful of how we spend our energy and everything. And the more you work on you, I think also your body, your energetic body, and your emotional and your mental bodies start to understand that. So when you're focused on making your dream happen, everything within you and outside you will support that. 100%. I'm 100% believer of that. So when you integrate the dream as your lifestyle, or I don't know, somebody else can just rename it, reframe it, change it. Why not? Dreams can change, life can change. Be happy and enjoy it, and try things out. Or simply that you just leave it and that's it. You just want to try something new. You will be able to have a space for other things that are important to you, to have that priority. So I know that sounds like a riddle. So let's talking with examples with my life, of course. So for example, yeah, in my case, everything within me and outside me was supporting the fact that I was going and see what happens if the life of a traveler is something for Camila or not. And as we all already know, it's something, and it's something that I decided I want to keep as part of my life. It's something that it's non-negotiable, and it's something that gives me so much joy and expansion that I say to myself, this we are keeping it, and we will understand how to keep it. But then it doesn't have my capacity of my bodies, of everything inside me and everything outside me, to boost that in terms of go and see what happens, go and check it, because I already did. So my capacities are now more into how to sustain and how to maintain and how to grow it. So there is this capacity of making something again like a priority, to make it happen, to go and find it out how to make it happen. And for example, in my case is the fact that I want to have a partner and create our concept of family, not the societal definition, but what for him and me will mean having a family and grow together as a couple. And like, in the start of finding if I wanted to be a traveler or no, pushing that will just make a mess. But then after a time where I already understand traveling is something that I can make happen and I know how to relate to it, this start to light up, to come up to the surface and say like, hey, do you remember you wanted to have this also? Or hey, do you remember like this was also your dream? So yeah, in my case, now I have like, yeah, the questioning and the finding out how to make this happen, what will that look in my life, what will I expect about this. And of course I go through this with therapy, my meditations, breath work, just to try to understand how does Camila want having a relationship, building a family inside her universe. How does that look? And of course it doesn't mean like I would just say like is this way and that's it, you're in or on. No, because at the end of the day, it's a society. It's like working together, adjustment, compromising, and everything. But just having clear what I want and what I want out of that, and why it's like my purpose with this. So it's really beautiful that out of grieving a part or a season of making the dream life, that it gives the space for something new to come and boost that life with another, dream, with another, like, because yeah, we don't have just one dream, we have several dreams, and they start to come, and they come to challenge us and boost the lives we are dreaming. Because I don't see for myself that having a partner and having a family will kill the fact that I love to be a traveler, that I love to have a lifestyle of traveling. So it's really beautiful how this comes to say and start to think, okay, how will you integrate this? How will you want this to be part of your reality? What are you willing to change? What not? So on, so on. And this amazing personal growth journey. So it's beautiful, it's amazing. And it just shows us how personal growth, it's not like just you achieve it one day and that's it. It's constantly growing with you, because yeah, the Camila that was 3 years ago will not have been doing this conversation that we are doing right now. And that's because the season was for that focus, the energy and my capacities were on that. And now we are just building how to sustain the lifestyle and start to thinking how to bring the new dream into it also. So it's really beautiful. And I found like, yeah, having like these conversations also with a really close friend, and understanding that it's not like we're just mono dreams and that one dream doesn't have the space for more dreams, or the fact that yeah, also you can achieve a dream and just grieve it, close it, and move out of it, because your next priority, it's more important to you that that, and you feel like you live it, and you feel that it was good, but that this new priority that arrives to you because you have the capacity and the knowledge and the, yeah, the mind state to face it and to question it in yourself, and you take the decision, okay, yeah, that was my dream, but my new priority is asking me to close it, grieve it, and let it go. Okay, do it. But that's the importance of knowing yourself and working on yourself, so you can take decisions with information and being okay that grief is part of the dreams. So thank you so much for joining me in this episode. Hope to see you in the next one, and please tell me in the comments if you have ever been faced with grief as part of your dreams, and how have that been for you. And before we close, let's do just 3 deep breaths just to move the energy. And if you're driving, don't close your eyes. Just try to keep your focus into nasal breathing. And if you're not driving, then find a comfortable position. Close your eyes if you feel like. And we are going to inhale through the nose to the belly. Expand as much as you can. Exhale, controlled and long through your nose. Inhale through your nose into your belly. Expand, expand, expand. Exhale through your nose, long and controlled. Move a bit your shoulders, snake a bit your back. And last one, inhale through your nose into the belly. Expand, expand as much as you can. And we are going to exhale through the mouth. Long and controlled, taking it all out. Thank you very much, and see you in the next episode of Una Ayudadita y Seguimos.